Okay, gentlemen, let's look at again this London derby. Before we look at the goals, was it a fair result, do you feel, a point apiece, Glenn?
It probably was in the end, yeah. I felt that Chelsea's subs made a real good difference, a better difference than maybe Arsenal's. But, yeah, it was nip and tuck. They had a real edge to the game, but I think it was probably the right result in a way. Arsenal nearly got it right at the very end. Whether it was offside, we don't know, because it was on the final whistle. But it had an edge to the game, didn't it, here, the atmosphere.
Yourself?
Yeah, I thought Chelsea started really well, but Arsenal were well drilled. Their high press. I just think the game lacked a bit of quality in the final third at times. Nicholas Jackson, don't think he had a great day today. But yeah, I think it was a fair result. 1-1. Sort of both teams have come here, and I think they'll both be happy with a draw.
Yeah, we were talking before the game about how, you know, athletic the players are now, how physical it is. Before it was can you play, then can you run. Now it's if you can't run, you've got no chance whether you play or not. And I think this the power, the physicality of both teams never let up. And where you're looking for a Martin Odegaard, who did well to last the game, by the way, after being out for so long, and he made that for Arsenal's goal.
He created the assist, yeah.
You're expecting, you know, Cole Palmer, or wanting Cole Palmer to step up. We whacked lyrical about him before the game. He couldn't quite get involved. It was one of those where it was so tactically and technically strong, difficult, really.
Because of Saka's threat, Cucurella stayed out there and Dinny's done it. He got man of the match. And it's probably right, because he stopped Saka playing, he burst in. So they didn't put him in midfield, they put Gusto in the midfield from the right back position, which stopped Palmer for me. He's played in the inside left channel and tied him down a bit. For me, you know, there's times when you've got to let that lad play across the arc. Play as a 10. He didn't really play as a 10. He played in that inside forward position. And Neto was outside of him first half until Neto come over on the right, which I was hoping that was going to happen, to be honest. He's better on the right-hand side, to be honest. Coming down he can go on the outside, come on the inside, as we saw with the goal. But Palmer, I felt, was tied down, and he didn't play so well today. You know?
I think the last couple of weeks he's not quite been at the level that he's. I mean, he's still a youngster. He's
but
still a kid.
It's also not the first game where we've seen Gusto coming into midfield, operating almost at the number 10 at times. I was there at Anfield, and the same thing was highlighted. Now, it does leave an exposed area down the flank, but at the same time, perhaps you're right there. Palmer is being pushed out the game effectively.
Well, he's locked down. He's having to play in that little left-hand patch, really. And they've done it with Cucurella before. It depends on what winger you've got, probably, you're up against. They'll do it with the other. They're not going to put, you know, Cucurella in there. You're playing with Saka. Saka's going to have too much space to break into. So I just felt that one was difficult. Palmer was good when he was the first 10 minutes, and then we didn't really see him at his best.
How much then, whether you're Cole Palmer the player or Glenn Hoddle the player trying to find that space, or Glenn Hoddle the manager, Enzo Maresca, you say to him, look, you've got to use the intelligence, you find that space yourself.
Well, yeah, but it makes it easier for Partey. Partey's then playing in that right-hand channel, and he's thinking, well, I can always see him. You know, he needs that. If you're playing as a Palmer in that 10, you need to be going up and getting marked from the centre-backs, then drifting off the shoulder of the midfield players where they can't see you. They can't pick you up. He was always in the eye. It was on the eye of Partey. And for me, it didn't quite work, that part of the game. There was other parts for Chelsea where it worked, but I thought it had as you say, I think the last third, there was lack of just that little bit of difference, that little bit of something, you know.